I just wanted to shoot this video because I thought might be the best way to explain some stuff. I started writing things down and it just was not working for me. So I thought this might be really good. I actually found this well, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of map of Paris I found, sort of interactive, and I kind of want to go over what the places are and the proximity to your hotel is and all that. And over here is the metro map, so we'll discuss that. So I know we kind of went over it, but I want to make sure you understood. I think if you use the app, you'll be fine. But in case something goes wrong with the app, or in case there are closures on the metro, you need to know how to get around. So as we explained, the metro system are all these little lines, and they go in the direction of the terminus. And again, there are two things. There's the RER, which is this dark red line, the dark blue and green, the thicker lines. Here's a yellow one. Those are the RER. And the thinner lines, all these, are metros. So the RER is established by a letter, A, B, C, D, or E, okay? And the metro lines are established by numbers. So for all intents and purposes for your trip, it's all the same. So it doesn't matter what you jump on. If you take a trip on the metro or the RER, you're able to switch between them. You can get on the RER, switch to the metro, or vice versa to get any location using that same ticket. They're all interchangeable. They work together. Don't worry about it. The only difference is the RER is a bit faster because it makes lesser stops and it goes out to the suburbs. So it does pass through Paris and you can use it, but you just, again, whatever the app tells you to do probably is the best. It may not give you the fastest route, but it may, I don't know, it may not give you the fastest route, but the app should work. So I think for your best purposes, I think that's the way to go. But so, for example, if something happens to the app or there are closures, again, here is an example I'm going to explain of how to get to Charles de Gaulle Étoile. This is where you'll find the Arc de Triomphe. So this is just an example. I'm going to go over locations later, but example, if you are on the opera, get on the opera, there's two ways to get there. You can jump on this pinkish line, and this is designated by 7, going in the direction of Villejuif. So line 7. Get on the opera, find line 7 in the direction of Villejuif, and then you come down here and get off at Palais Royal Musée du Louvre. Then you get off this and you transfer to line 1 into the direction of La Défense. And so once you get off here at Charles de Gaulle Étoile, then you can get out, see the Arc de Triomphe, okay? Another way you can do this, you can get on the opera and walk underground. Remember, these white things are underground connections. Walk underground to RER-A, Aubert, in the direction of Saint-Germain-en-Laye, and you can, this is boom, one stop, so it's much quicker. You can do either or, but I would suggest follow the app and or do this route that we did first because it's so much easier. Just, you wouldn't have to think as much, I think, because walking underground is just, it's nothing to see but underground stuff. So those are two possibilities. Now again, the same ticket, you can cross-reference these tickets. Like I said, let's say this time you want to go to Opera to take this metro by your hotel Opera, and you want to go to the Eiffel Tower, okay? So you could, if you wanted, jump on Opera, go to RER-A, direction Saint-Germain-en-Laye, get off of Charles de Gaulle Étoile, transfer to Metro Line 6 in the direction of Nation or Nation, and come here and get to Trocadero. And that's the Eiffel Tower. So again, all interactive or interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Same ticket. Don't get confused by the two terms RER and Metro. They're the same for your purposes. Now, we will talk about your hotel. It's somewhere in here. I'll show you on the other map. But the 3 metro stations you're going to be interested in is here. Opera is probably going to be the most useful, or Pyramid right here. And also right here, 4 Septembre is going to be another metro station next to your hotel, and this is probably right here the closest one. It's probably going to be your least usable one, except for one trip going up here to Montmartre, or the that church we're talking about, Sacré-Cœur. So that will be one option, and it's going to be really good. We said that it was going to be difficult to get there, and it usually is more difficult, but in this situation, this Quatre Septembre, right here, this Quatre Septembre metro will be really useful for getting up here, so it's a really good location. Now, I'm going to show you on the map here where you are. So first of all, let's go over Paris in the settings so you can get your you know where things are, so you can get your locations in your mind right. Central Paris, even though it's not centralized on this screen, but here is a central Paris. We're talking about Cathedral de Notre Dame, Musée du Louvre is right here, and directly north of this is going to be Palais Garnier. This is where you're staying, I think. I'll zoom in later, but I think it's this street right here. And then further north is going to be, it's not well marked here, but up here is a Sacré-Cœur. This is Montmartre. This is where you're going to go to. Let me go back here. So directly south, you're going to have Luxembourg Gardens. And then to the west, over here, you have the Eiffel Tower. And kind of up here, you have Arc de Triomphe. So let us zoom in to the road. Here it is. This is your street. This is where your hotel is from the information sent. So as you can see, the closest metro is probably here at Quatre Septembre, but you're going to have to kind of walk to get there, taking different turns. Now, if you come out here, you have two options. You can go this way to the Opera Station, like I said, or you can come out here and come down here to Pyramid. So a bit of a walk for you, but it's a straight shot both ways, easier. And probably Opera is probably your closest besides Quatre Septembre. So good location to be and just walk to here for the most part, unless we're going someplace that this is involved. But again, the map or the app will do wonders, I think. Another thing I want to talk to you is about walking Paris and using, like I said, those, I can't get this to shrink, using your maps on iPhone is wonderful. Walking Paris, and this, I'm going to go over that in a second too, where I can show you where it's going to come in really handy if you want to walk from one area to next instead of finding a metro. But then you can always decide, is this too far for me to walk? And do I want to try to walk? Do I not want to walk? Are we tired? Should we take a metro? It's going to help you that way as too, so you get more idea of how far something is, your destination, and whether you want to walk to it versus you want to take a metro. So again, the places that you're going to want to visit, again, is up here in the north. It's not on the screen right now, but it's going to be the Sacré-Cœur up north. Arc de Triomphe, Eiffel Tower, of course, Notre Dame, the Louvre, and you, in this area right here, around in this area, is really interesting, and as well as this area is good walking. Everywhere is good walking, really, in Paris. Of course, along the Seine, going this direction, even this way as well. And here's the Napoleon's tomb and the War Museum I talked about. I'm going to show you how to get there too. So I'm running out of time, so I'm talking kind of fast. I hope you're understanding me. If I'm not, just let me know. We can talk this over if I get confusing. So again, using the app, best way to do it, you're going to make your way from one of your three stations, probably Opera, okay? And this is going to be, well, before I go there, no, let's stick with that. So let's go to Opera, okay? Go to the Opera Station or Pyramids, either one, whichever one you want to go to, plug it into your app and see how to get there. And it'll tell you how to get there. First destination, I would say go to Charles de Gaulle Étoile. Here's going to be the Arc de Triomphe, all right? You can go under, let me zoom this out. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble with this. Hold on. There we go. So you'll get out here at the Arc de Triomphe. So this is the Champs-Élysées right here, the famous street. You can walk all the way to Louvre. It's very long. I would say you don't even have to go past Georges V, this metro station, if you're walking this way, it's just a lot of shops. All of them are in the United States. There are a couple of Virgin mega stores for music. Le Fnac, FNAC, is books and that kind of thing. Bennett might like it because there are the French like comic books, okay? Even adults, they're hardback comic books. They're very well put together. They're not like comic books we have here. They're for adults. Definitely you can get adult themed comic books, but also there is a lot of different adult comics that are not risque, not rated X, that kind of thing. It's very normal in France for adults to have even educated adults to read these comic books. Tintin is one of my favorites, even though that's Belgium. But anyway, moving on. So Arc de Triomphe is here. Walk down the Champs-Élysées, spend a little time, have a cafe, looking at a coffee, looking at the Arc de Triomphe. However, eating, drinking here is going to be more expensive because you are paying for the view. So eating on a side cafe in a different area is going to be cheaper, but it's worth it if you have the time and just want to do it and have a rest. Now, I can't remember if there's 3 maybe or 2, I don't know, but there's different tunnels going under, because this is traffic going around and around. There are tunnels that will take you under the Arc de Triomphe, and I did not want to do that. There are tunnels going underneath the Arc de Triomphe where you can get to the top. Also, in the middle of the Arc de Triomphe is the Flame of the Unknown Soldier. They do ceremonial lightings every day there, and I think at dusk maybe, but you do not want to talk there because they will hush you, but it's silence and that kind of thing. But go to the top, wonderful view of the city. Again, remembering the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. In all, wherever you go for panoramic views and photos, remember where the sun is going to be, because it rises in the east, sets in the west. You kind of don't want the sun in this direction, because you're going to be looking more or less in this direction for your best views, probably maybe this way. But it is something that you're going to want to remember where that sun is. You can always go back, but just FYI, if you're planning your days and think about that, that's one thing to think about. Now, up here at the top of the Arc de Triomphe, you're there, and then you can descend, come back out, and then you can do one of 2 things to get the Eiffel Tower, and this is going to be kind of a good day trip. So you could go back to the Metro Charles de Gaulle Étoile, get on this Metro Line 6 in the direction of Nation, and take it to Trocadero. Trocadero is going to be your stop for the Eiffel Tower. There are others, but this is going to be the best place to go. So just a word of warning, though. This line right here, it is a Clebier. It is going to stop, and it's for several minutes, maybe up to 5 minutes. You'll sit there on the metro, and it can be alarming if you don't understand and you can't hear what the French people are saying. So understand that you will expect to stop here for 5 minutes just sitting in the train usually. And I have no idea why. Maybe they're changing lanes. I have no idea. But it happens all the time at this station. Another word of warning, this line here, you're going to be summer. It's going to be hot. It's also going to be tourist season. It's going to have a lot of people. Also, the fact is, this is a main line to the major attraction of Paris, the Eiffel Tower, so it's going to be packed in general. So it may be unbearable. It's a short ride, really. It's not bad, but it might be packed and hot. Another alternative, like I said, you can definitely do that. Make your way to Trocadero, exit Trocadero, follow the signs for exiting, and you're there. But an alternative here, what I'm going to share with you, and I love doing this, is a walk. Now, the walk, it's not all that far. It's not all that impressive either, but I'm just saying I like it because I'm not in the metro. You can walk your way around the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe. Again, this is the Champs-Élysées. You can walk around this way, and if you can't figure out the directions when you're there, just walk around and you'll finally find it. But you go to this right here, this Avenue Clebier, okay? Kleber. So again, we're walking. We're not on the metro. You walk around the Arc de Triomphe, find that sign for this road, the Avenue Kleber, and walk down it. This road right here walking down it will take you directly to Trocadero. This is going to be a big square. You just walk around it, walk straight, and then you're at Trocadero, where you can actually see the Eiffel Tower. And it's a beautiful, beautiful view. Again, remembering sun rises in the east, so morning time is not the best time for photos here. The sun's going to be blaring in your eyes. Mid at noon, okay, it's going to be down on you, but 2, 3, maybe when the sun is kind of more in the west, is great for good lighting. Definitely come back here at night though. But anyway, so you can walk down here and go across this bridge towards the Eiffel Tower, go up into the Eiffel Tower. It's not all bad of a walk at all. It's just boom, you're there. Go up into the Eiffel Tower again, flat. Paris is flat. First or second level is going to be the best views. Top, definitely go to, just to say you did it. Why go and not go to the top? So you can pay for different levels. You can actually walk up there too, but I would not suggest walking up this thing. So never done it, never desired to. But definitely go to the top if you wish. But first and second are going to be the best views. There's also, if you want a memorabilia, you can send yourself a postcard or anybody else from the Eiffel Tower. There's a post office, I can't remember, maybe the first floor, and they stamp it with a special stamp from the Eiffel Tower. So it is a place you can go and send yourself something. There's also a cafe there, that kind of thing, on the Eiffel Tower. But if you're up there and you descend, you come back down, you can walk down the Champ de Mars. This is a big grassy area. Note about grass in France. It is forbidden, it's illegal to step or lay or sit on the grass or walk on the grass. There's only one park in entire Paris that's allowed. And I'm not even going to take you there due to time's sake. But you may or may not see people on the grass, probably mostly tourists. But if you see a bunch of people do it and you feel like it, go for it. But just know that you could get in trouble for it. But if there's a bunch of people doing it, then probably you're not going to get in trouble for it. If there's only a few people, they could come through and try to fine you money for doing that. So grass, forbidden to sit, lay on, walk on. Okay? Anywhere except for just one place you can do this. So anyway, you walk down this Champ de Mars to Eiffel, or Champ de Mars. It's a big grassy park. And here is called the École Militaire, the military school. Then sorry, these things are popping up. Then if you're walking down here, the Eiffel Tower is in the back of you. Then you turn left and you make it to this building here, Hôtel des Invalides. This is where Napoleon's buried. You can't miss it. It's a huge dome. It's a golden dome. Very well seen in different pictures of Paris. You can pick it out, but it's a golden dome. You can't miss it. But this is the area. This is what I'm talking about with the War Museum. So Napoleon's tomb is there. The War Museum is there. Also very close by is the Rodin Museum. I didn't even think about this. This is really cool. Not so bad. You have the Thinker there out in the park where you can see it. I mean, it's pretty cool. This would be probably a good museum to go to. I think it'd be rather quick too, not overwhelming if you're into Rodin. So those are some things to do. And that's kind of one path you could do. I mean, again, you choose what you want to do. But my suggestion, if you did that path that I just suggested, you can actually exit here. You're probably going to be tired, I don't know. And you could have chosen. Now, at lunchtime, your options in this area, because it's so vast, is not so good. You might have to venture off here if you want to get something to eat. But if it's noontime and you're hungry, they do have little kiosks to go to and that kind of thing, but substantial food, not for the most part. You're going to have to go off in these neighborhoods and find someplace, and it's not my favorite area to be in this area. But it's not bad. It's just uninteresting in my opinion. But again, food, plan on that. Even maybe somewhere pick up a grocery sack of stuff and eat on the go if you want. I don't know, but definitely remember that. But here, if you were here and you wanted to go to either or both of these, and then whatever you want to do here, you could either get on a metro, look at your maps, and try to plug in maybe. There's a couple things I suggest depending on what it is. You could go to Fountain of Saint Michel. Okay, you could plug that in and see if that's walkable for you. If it's too far, if you're too tired, you could go back to a metro. Or you can actually make your way to this area. Let me find it. Here it is, Saint-Germain-des-Prés. You could type in the Saint-Germain church, and it should take you here. Here's a metro, so you could get there by metro if you wanted to maybe jump on this metro right here and plug it in, or even this metro, this metro. So you have choices to get on a metro here to get here. You might have, without looking, I don't know what that entails of how to get there. Yeah, so you could get on this metro and zoom down here, change here, and come up in here. So a lot of changes. So walking might be better if you want to, or if you get here, again, a lot of changes. But, or here, you could go, actually, you could go up north, go here, change here much quicker. So this would be a very good metro to go to, which is, if you're here on the lead, right, that's not it. Here it is. And you'll zoom up and change to this RER, and boom, you're here at Saint Michel where you can get out. And in this area is a bunch of little restaurants. They're very touristy, but they're very good. I have actually a recommendation in this area, but very touristy, walking streets. They're not totally pedestrian, but they pretty much are because they're packed, and you cannot. Cars do come down there, but they go very slow, extremely slow, because there's so many people. So people really avoid driving. Very narrow streets, and it's really kind of cool. Cobblestone, that kind of thing. Bunch of restaurants. Anything you can choose. So I'm not going to be the best food, but like we talked about, you're not going to be there for a foodie type experience. So you can just get in, get out, relax, eat, fuel your body, and move on. So, but if you did decide to walk, there are some really cool areas in Saint-Germain-des-Prés. I love to walk around this area, and if you have your maps, I didn't even think about that. Using maps will get you anywhere on your iPhone, so make sure you consider doing that international plan, if you have one. So here we go. Let me try to find it. Saint-Germain-des-Prés right here. There's actually a beautiful church right here. Very popular, very nice to see, whether you go inside or out, but it's really nice. Les Du Magot is a very popular, famous cafe. This would be more of a snobby cafe to go to. It's definitely, you can go to it and sit down, but this is where this is a very ritzy type cafe. Dress code, no, but I'm just saying it's noted for, I don't know, different people who are more, I don't know, just, it's snobby. But anyway, it's just one of these places. It's good to go. It's very famous, so it's good to go. But these streets back in here are kind of cool. And there's a lot of different, you can even stumble on a market that's there always. And, I can give more directions on that if I can find it on here later if you are interested in that. But this, again, would be a very touristy area, but at the same time, there are Parisians who live in this area, so they also access it for their daily needs, and it's really cool part of Parisian life, even though there's a lot of tourists. So that being said, that was just one example of that, and we can go over several other areas. But one I do want to talk about too in a little bit of detail is if you are at your hotel, okay, and you want to go to the Sacré-Cœur that we're talking about up here, it's Montmartre. So the Sacré-Cœur is the church. It's that big white dome church that we showed you. It's where you do want to go and visit inside. It's free. Going to the top or underground is not, but it's free to go inside the church. As in, I think all churches in France, they don't charge you to go inside. You can leave donation if you wish. But we're going to go up here and talk about this area because it's really beautiful. But again, if you're at your hotel here at Palais Garnier, actually, you're at your hotel. Let me go here, and you're probably this time you want to type in 4 Septembre into your app, and it's going to take you up here to Anvers. You could actually just type in Anvers, Anvers. So type in to or from Quatre Septembre, then type in to go to Anvers, Anvers. Just of note, there is a red light district here at Pigalle. So you're not getting off there, you're going off at Anvers, and it's still kind of risque in this area. This is where the Moulin Rouge is in this area, sort of. So, but it's not like the red light district we were talking about previous, okay? If you get off at Anvers and go up to your church to see it, you're not really seeing the red light district, okay? So it's not, it is a little bit more pickpockets, that kind of thing, sketchiness, that kind of thing. I would be more cautious in this area. It is a big tourist area, but again, it isn't as, is a little more sketchy type people there. So you just want to watch your bags. Not dangerous. So don't miss this. This is unbelievable. Okay, so don't miss this. But when I say sketchy, it's nothing to be worried about. It's just, you just got to watch your luggage, or not your luggage, your purses, your wallets, that kind of thing. So anyway, when you get off at Anvers, where you get, oh gosh, this thing. We are going to come back here again. You are at your hotel. However you get there, probably is Quatre Septembre up to Anvers. You're going to get off here. And there's a couple things you can do. So here you get off the Anvers, you walk straight down this road. It looks like it's to the left, but it's really not. You just kind of walk straight up this road, and you get to the base of the hill of the church Sacré-Cœur. Okay? So when you go here, and here, this is like a big, long, it's a garden or a park, but it's up the hill on stairs. You can walk up the stairs if you want. There is something to the left. It's not on here. Here it is, Fonctionnaire, right here. There's a Fonctionnaire, and I can't remember if your metro tickets work on it or not. I think they do not. So you will have to buy another ticket for this. It's well worth it, though, to take you up here, and then you are on top of the hill instead of what you can walk up, and it's not bad. There's different stairs to take. There's some that go directly straight, which is taxing, but some are more rounded and curved, so you're not really stressing yourself too much. But it is a lot of stairs and a long way up. So, but anyway, when you get up here to the Sacré-Cœur, here, as we expand it, you'll see this area. It's not a very good picture here, but this is kind of like the front porch, I guess I'd say, pillars and everything, how the entrance is. But all this here is a panoramic view of Paris. Again, remember where the sun is for your photo shoots. If it's in the late afternoon, the sun's going to be blaring in your eyes because you're really going to be looking off a lot of places over here. It's going to be the most beautiful views. So, sunset is wonderful after the sun goes down or at night, but probably your early morning to I would not even say early morning because it disrupts your view, but I would say somewhere in the day before noon, at noon, that kind of thing, when the sun's out of your eyes is really good. But anyway, you can go inside the church. It's just a big circle, beautiful. It's actually one of the newer churches in Paris. Parisians hate it, actually. They say that the best views of Paris is from the Sacré-Cœur because of the panoramic view, but also because you can't see the church. They hate the church. So, but anyway, it's a beautiful church. You shouldn't miss it. You can, like Becky said, go to the top, pay to do that. You can. So you exit the church. Well, if you go around the church, come out here, exit, and come around to the side, there are places where you can walk down some stairs and go to it and go to the top of the church, or go underground to the basement of the church. But wanted to talk a little bit about this area. So again, you exit the church, whether you go to the top or not, but you exit the church to this road right here to the side. You go to this blue line. I don't know what this is, this blue line, but it's here. But this is the road you can go on, and you turn here, and anywhere in here is a great place to sit down, have a little drink, refresh yourself, or whatever, because once you come around this corner is Place de Terre. This is the big place where the artists are drawing. It's well known, very touristy. Again, a lot of restaurants here. They're going to be packed. But if you want a snack, do it over in this area. These areas are going to be packed full of people all the time, usually. This place is kind of, I love going here, but in recent times it's like, I don't know, it's just more packed than I ever seen it before. So it's losing to me. It just loses its desire to go there. But it's it's a must see, and because you can see all these views of Paris here and there, but it's something you need to see. Now, I will tell you, I don't want you to spend much time since you're not doing food, tours. But there's right down this road here. If you do make it here and come down this road, continue. There's something called the Consulat. I totally forgot about this until I saw it. But this is a really, really old establishment. It's a very traditional French restaurant. Croque monsieur you can buy there and that kind of thing. I'm not going to say it's the best food, but it's very notable. It's a very old establishment and very, very popular because of that. Yes, tourists will be there, but also French people go there. You can eat along the side. It's on this little peninsula. You can eat outside, inside. There's a whole line of here. I like to get on this back road where there's tables, and that way you're not in the mainstream, all these people passing. But again, it's a cool place to just go and eat if you find yourself in this area and you're like, ooh, we're hungry. Let's go grab something to eat. So snack here. I would not eat here or snack here. And here you could snack or have a meal. And then after you're done with that, you can just do whatever. Actually, walking in this area, I don't know if the boys are going to love it or not, but walking all in this area on the backside of the hill of this Montmartre, that is called, is so cool. Winding old streets, some of them will really, you could just stumble on some really beautiful photo ops, but I don't know if that's going to be your thing or not. There is a vineyard, a very small vineyard behind. I don't know where it is on here, but there is a small vineyard right behind the church, and it produces wine for the church. Just FYI, it's very small though. So that is that. Let me kind of zoom back down. Again, you plug in anything wherever you want to go. I've lost my way here. Hold on. Okay, here's Palais Garnier. That's where you are. You're okay. So going to the Louvre is going to be very easy walkable for you. Again, using maps on your iPhone would be a good thing. You could plug it in. Now, if you do take the metro, I would suggest plugging in you could either go to Opera or Pyramid, walking to there. You could plug it in Pyramid to, you could get off here, but I'm going to tell you to get off here, Tuileries. Okay, so plug in Opera or Pyramid, however you find yourself going, whichever direction you want to walk in. Then plug in destination Tuileries. That's going to take you, although you could walk there, like I said, because you're pretty close. So, and just FYI, Place Vendôme, very ritzy area. Paris Ritz is there. This is where Diana ate her last meal prior to getting in an accident. But Cartier is there, Hermes, all this high luxe brands are way out of our, or at least my price range, is in this area. So anyway, so make your way to, it's not on this map, but I promise you it's there. Here's Concorde. Here is Palais Royal Musée du Louvre. But in here someplace will be a stop, as it shows here, called Tuileries. You're going to go there. And the reason why I suggest that, Becky was talking about going to Place de la Concorde. All this is a continuation of the Champs-Élysées. And you can walk like down the Champs-Élysées all this way to Concorde, walk straight across into the Garden of Garden of Tuileries, and to the Louvre. Long walk. I just don't know, unless you want the exercise, if it's worth it. There's not much impression here. This area is just sterile. It's all concrete. A lot of traffic. There is the medallion of where Marie Antoinette lost her head, if you want to do something like that. But entrance of Tuileries, all these gardens where you're walking, again, you can't go on the grass, but these places you're walking in, all these gardens or these parks are pea gravel. Hence why Becky was saying don't wear open-toed shoes, because you just get dirty. But you can clean your feet if you wish, but to keep you cooler maybe. But if you get off at this Tuileries, there's an entrance into the garden kind of midway, and there's probably going to be still the amusement stuff to do, the Ferris wheel, etc. here if you want. But you can walk into the middle of the garden instead of at the entrance, and you still get the view of a nice fountain and boats that are traditional. But you walk down and just continue walking here into the entrance or the opening of the Louvre itself, not the entrance where you go into it, but it's very large, impressive. So you just walk down here, and it's really neat to go and see this huge building appear and walk into it. Now, if you are going to go to Louvre, and we talked about my impressions of that, but there are a couple ways, and I'm not sure if COVID has changed things or not, because when we were there, they did force us to go through the pyramid into the Louvre when we wanted to go in. There is right here, I think is what it is, or maybe it's this. I'm not sure. One of these two things is a miniature arc. It's right in line of the Arc de Triomphe. It's called Arc de Carousel. It is right there, and when you see it, you will, to the right, if you're walking towards the Louvre, to the right, there is a little stairway that's hidden. It's a little hidden passage going underground to the Louvre, where I would always use to skip lines to get into the Louvre by buying a ticket, because these lines, especially tourist season, can be long. However, when we were there last, they somehow blocked it off. We could still access underneath the Louvre and get all the stuff underneath it, but to visit the Louvre Museum, you had to go through the special lines, which they had somehow closed off and impossible to get through unless you went through the pyramid. So you can try that if you want. I used to tell everyone to do that, but now since COVID, I'm not sure if it's changed or if that was just a COVID thing. I don't know. But the entrance to the Louvre for tourists is right here. There was an entrance over here, but it may no longer exist. I mean, it exists, but it may no longer get you into the museum. But you can use this to go underground to the museum. There are bathrooms you pay for, shops, and a little restaurant, that kind of thing you have access to in that area underneath. But the entrance to the Louvre, you may or may not be able to get a ticket that way. You may have to go back out and go through the pyramid. And then, again, we talked enough about that. One thing notable, too, I want to talk to, if you do exit the Louvre, come out here, walk most beautiful, beautiful bridge in Paris is Pont Neuf. Ironically, it's called Pont Neuf, which means new bridge. It's Old French, meaning new bridge. But it's actually the oldest bridge in Paris, and you'll see why. You just have to see it. It's beautiful. Walking down here, I can send you, I can't remember which island. I think it's here. It's on this island, St. Louis. There is a ice cream place called Bertillon. It's supposed to be the best ice cream in France, but you can decide that if you want. But it is good. I think it's on this. I'm pretty sure it's on this island. But anyway, Saint-Chapelle is here. We talked about that. I'm not too big on Saint-Chapelle and the conciergerie where Marie Antoinette was stayed and all that. You can go there if you want. Cathedral Notre Dame's here. Very neat. Pont des Arts right here. This is the Louvre. This is a walking bridge. No, it's all pedestrian. I don't know if you saw those locks on everything. This is the bridge with all the locks, but they've taken down all those locks and blocked it so you can't. They put plexiglass up so you can no longer do it. But they took away the locks because it was damaging the bridge. It was too heavy. But anyway, so this is, a good walking routine, and then you can even come down here again into this area that we talked about, Saint Michel. There's a fountain in this area. Oh, here, Shakespeare. Right here is Shakespeare and Company. It is an English bookshop, and it's very popular, and you get a special stamp if you want a souvenir. Very popular if you know somebody who's a big reader and they might enjoy having a special book that you can stamp. They stamp it with the Shakespeare and Company logo and everything. It'd be a good gift for somebody, I guess. But here, this area I really love. It's touristy, but I don't know, I love it. It is here's the Fountain of Saint Michel. This is where they call the true center of Paris, because this is the meeting point for Parisians. Like, if everyone's meeting up for something coming from different areas, and instead of trying to figure out how to get where and when to meet, they say, hey, let's meet at the Fountain of Saint Michel. It's kind of a tradition. So if you go to Saint Michel, this road right here, leads you to a bunch of those pedestrian streets that I talked about. All this right here, kind of right here. Cool church is right here. This is an awesome old church. Very cool. Even just the architecture outside. You don't even have to go inside, but the architecture outside is really cool. Um, but all these streets packed of people, almost elbow to, or shoulder to shoulder. Not so bad, but it's packed. Cobblestone streets. Cars can go down here, but very rarely. But they do go very slow, like at a snail's pace. But you can go down this road, come down here. All these are loaded with shops, Italian restaurants or Greek. Those gyros we talked about, crepes, and everything is down here. You can just get. It's not going to be the best food, but again, to fuel yourself, stop, relax, take in the sight, whatever. It's going to be cool. Cool. A lot of activity. Okay, so if you're wanting to quiet, if you're not energized by all the people, then maybe not for you for supper. But I love this area. And down in here, and I'll have to send you the exact things. There is something called Union Square. It might be right here. I bet it's right here. I doubt it's on the map. Oh, it's right here. Yeah. So coming down this road or this road, if you're at Saint Michel, it is an awesome little place I would recommend. Olivia and I love it. I don't think Becky's so impressed. But there's a couple things you can do from here too. I'm going to cut this off and maybe make another video later. But coming down here, you can walk down Boulevard Saint Michel as well. Or I really don't want to confuse you, but I really like this road better. It's called Rue de Shake Up, I think. Well, hold on. Rue Saint-Jacques, I'm sorry, Rue Saint-Jacques. But easier found is right here at Boulevard Saint-Michel. So you're at that fountain right here or in these streets, whatever. You come back out to the Boulevard Saint-Michel. Now it does have a split. This is not the one. It's this one right here called Boulevard Saint-Michel. You will walk down it and you go straight down this road and it takes you, it's quite of a walk, but it's not that bad, to the Garden of Luxembourg, which you need to visit too. All right. We talked about how free bathrooms are way over here. It's not worth us trying to explain where they are. I think if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to go to the bathroom, and you do pay for it. But then you can also, oh gosh, let's see, take this road right here. As soon as you get off Luxembourg, there's this road right here going straight up a hill to the Pantheon. Now, I would not go into the Pantheon. It's up to you if you're interested in that. It's just boring to me. I would not recommend it. But if you do go stand out on these pillars right here, it's a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. Keep in mind again, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So late afternoon, not best photo op for this place. But standing out here, looking to the Eiffel Tower is a beautiful view in the distance, and you can maybe even make the photo bigger to see it better. But this area is pretty cool, and this is where my friends actually have their apartment. And since you watched Emily in Paris, I think you said that, it is, gosh, this thing is not very, or too interactive, I guess. So just FYI, if you did want to go see where Emily in Paris was filmed, if you are in front of the Pantheon right here, this is the Pantheon. This is the big place I said to stand to take a picture of the Eiffel Tower. But if you're here, there's these roads that split. You come down this road, and here's called Place d'Estrapade. This is a little park, and their apartment is right here. It's 1 Place d'Estrapade. It's the number 1 building. This is their apartment right here. But this is where Emily in Paris is filmed. And this is a cool little cafe. They have really good, what's it called? Not souffle, but made with eggs. Kind of an egg pie. What's it called? I can't think of the name in English. And also, this is a kind of a good. Our friends recommended eating here, and this is the restaurant that was in Emily in Paris, but we never did eat there, but they did recommend it. So if you are in this area, ready for supper or dinner or whatever, you might want to try going to these 2 places. This would be more of an evening place. This would be more of a afternoon lunch, that kind of thing. But if you're in the area, another choice, if you're in front of this, where I spent a lot of times as a student, you could go this route. Well, I guess either way. You could go this way or this way. I've always gone this way, turn this back road, and there's a bunch of restaurants, bars, and as you go further, this little area is huge but it's a lot of students and that kind of thing. Kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Some tourists you'll see, but it is a lot of students because this is the Latin Quarter where people are studying. So I'm not sure how long these videos can last, so I don't know if, I'm hoping I can load this up and be able to send it. So I'm going to shut this off here, and I don't know, I will probably make another video of different areas to go and give some suggestions. So, because we talked about the major spots already, I think we talked about the Sacré-Cœur, the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, Invalids, yeah, I think we covered most everything. But anyway, I may make another video and give some more walking suggestions. I don't know. And it's up to you. If you have any questions, though, please let me know, and we'll go from there.